till you're ready to talk. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and we are live. We are live. All right, you ready?
Born that way.
Of course you are.
Mm-hmm. Born ready. Lamont Smith.
What happened?
Well, I'm Moses Khalid. I'm Edmund Grovius. Our seminar is brought to you by www.foundedplayers.org. Please donate at our PayPal link on our website or at our Cash App at 99foundedplayers24 or Zelle SMI@gmail.com. For your donation, we are offering a 20% discount off your stay at Founded Players Home Away from Home in Columbus Heights, Costa Rica, Jamaica. Treat yourself to a well-deserved vacation with your 20% discount on your stay at our property. Please share our organization and property with your family and friends. Book with us. About us. We are an organization created to teach financial literacy to children and adults. Our seminars will educate people in areas such as managing credit, making investments, buying a home, life insurance. We want to use these financial seminars to educate people who would otherwise not be learning about these crucial topics. This is the home located in Costa Rica, Columbus Heights, the home away from home. A private hillside condo overlooking the beautiful bay and city view. A 2-bedroom furnished apartment with kitchen, living room, and private balcony. Included are great amenities such as a pool, gym, Wi-Fi, and household essentials. The area. Take a few minutes drive to the famous Young River Falls. Visit the beach at the bottom of the hill and experience the casual and fine dining of Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville Restaurant. Take the time and read a few of our testimonials at the bottom of our Airbnb. Work with us. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Founded Players. The name of the organization came from 6 founding players of the Savants Academy Stars basketball program. Savants Academy was created to use basketball developing winners on and off the basketball court. These 6 founding players were the foundation of SAS. We want to pay respect to these players as their lives continue after basketball. So what better opportunity than to stay involved in these players' and parents' lives for a lifetime? So we are proud to call the organization Founding Players and to educate others by teaching financial literacy.
Welcome. We are here. Another interview Founding players, I am Marvin St. Cyr.
And I am Savon Smith, and we thank you guys for joining us. We have a special guest tonight, Miss Eloise Jasmine, and that is Jules Jasmine, mom, one of our founding players. And we look forward to this talk with Eloise.
All right.
Eloise.
Oh, hi.
Hi. We're going to play your interview, Eloise.
Okay.
How was your day?
Long,
Okay, but productive.
very much so.
Always productive, right?
Always productive.
Yes.
You ready?
Well, look forward to this. Yes, Marv.
All right.
You can just sit back and relax, Eloise.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing the interview.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy the show.
All right.
Hi, Savon.
Tell us who you're the parent of.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. My name's Eloise Jasmine, and my son is Jules Jasmine, who played basketball for Savon's Academy Stars for many, many years.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome to our platform, Eloise.
Thank you.
Okay, first question for you. I started working with our boys in elementary school. And at such a young age, fundamentals were the key to our basketball program on and off the court, and in life. What benefits were gained over the years?
I think for him playing for SAS over the years, like you said, the fundamentals is very much so important in basketball. And also just whether it's, during the early stages or being a veteran player of the game, if you don't have the basic fundamentals down, then you're going to struggle throughout all of your years. So if that could be mastered, then to me, it'll make for a smooth selling as a player.
Yeah, and a smooth transition to life as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's why, we say our motto is developing winners on and off the court. Well, that'll come up in the next question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the basketball program is called Savon's Academy Stars, and our motto is developing winners on and off the basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have founding players program in place. How would you say our boys develop on the court, and what ideas would you give us to grow founding players and teach financial literacy?
Okay. I think the boys gained confidence on the court and also off of the court. They had a camaraderie during their season. They knew the importance of being out in the community, volunteering and fundraising. In regards to building financial literacy, I think it's helpful and or beneficial for them to know and understand essentially that you can't spend more than you make, and that having A1 credit is important, and that can either make or break you. I think in the past you had discussed certain things that you were doing for the founding players, and how you were trying to build their financial literacy.
Yes.
And that's very important because I don't think they teach that in school per se, whether in middle, high school, or even college, unless you're a business major. So it is something that's very important for our boys in our community to know.
Okay, nice. Okay, next question for you. What are your thoughts on me calling this organization founding players based off of the fact that these were the kids that helped build the Savants Academy basketball program?
I think it means something to most, if not all of the original players. It can be seen or considered as them having left a legacy behind for the other players who are following in their steps, coming into the program behind them. So with you doing that, I think your new crew, your new group will see that it's not just something that you're doing that's in the moment, that you're in it for the longevity and you're in it for them. So I think it's an important thing that you've done.
Thank you, definitely. All right, next question. We became family over the years, and of course, been through a lot of ups and downs on and off the court. A lot of lessons that we can learn from over the years. What are your thoughts on us becoming so close over the years?
It means a lot when you're able to generally form lasting bonds with individuals, whether it's through sports or at work. A lot of the boys have branched out since graduation and since leaving SAS, since they've outgrown the program per se. So being able to form lasting bonds and relationships, these things are rare to come by these days. So being able to generally develop a relationship is generally important.
Okay, from a parent standpoint, between myself as a coach and between our other parents and yourself, how would you describe our relationship over the years? As
we're family.
Friends, the family, yeah.
We're definitely family, and there's certain players and their family members that we've formed close-knit bonds with as well. It starts off as you're just in it to support your child and the other boys on the team, but after a while you get to know people. You can either start, by, I don't know, just our group. It's hard to explain. Just our group, we're just able to click and just mesh correctly. And it's no longer, oh, I know Savon because he was my son's basketball coach. It's, hey, Savon, that's my family. That's, we go out together, we vacation together, we celebrate holidays together. So it's a family.
Yes, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys welcoming me in your kids' lives as well as your own. And next question for you. What do you do for a career and business?
I work for an internist as his assistant in Palm Beach Gardens, but I'm also an entrepreneur who owns her own business with my sister. We own a assisted living facility in Boynton Beach. So that is what I do for a living.
Awesome. Well, before I get into sharing your business on our platform, I would like to let my partners speak with you as well.
Hi, I'm Edwin.
Hi, Edwin.
How are you?
I'm well. Yourself?
Same. So, just listening about what you had said recently about your business, I just wanted to know a little more of it, and what in details. What do you do?
Well, I think it's kind of all in the name. We're an assisted living facility, so we cater to the aging population. When you're unable to take care of your loved ones as they get up there in age, whether it's due to medical reasons or just the body just not being able to function the way that it used to anymore, then we kind of step in and we become the home away from home. And we allow the individual to age in place.
Mhm.
We take care of them from their waking hours to them going to sleep at night. We assist with administration of medication. We prepare all of their meals, do their laundering, assist with their doctor's appointments, just basically allowing them to age in place.
Okay. And you, I know that's a lot of things to do. So do you have like a number of employees that help?
We do. We have, on a daily basis, there's always 2 people on staff because we are a small residential assisted living facility. So we're only licensed for 5 individuals. So it's a 2 to 5 ratio, as opposed to your grand, huge facilities that houses hundreds and hundreds of individuals.
Mhm.
We're just able to offer more so of a personalized, hands-on type of care.
Okay. So are you thinking about ever expanding later down the road, or?
We definitely are. We're actually in the works of purchasing our second building so that we can open our second facility. We are fairly new. We've only been licensed for 3 years. So it's, the first few years are definitely challenging, as with any business. But by the grace of God, we have done well and we are expanding.
Great.
Okay, so with that being said, Eloise, we would love to share your business with our audience, and we want to thank you for being here and interviewing with us. And remember, our platform is to uplift each other and share information. Here at Founding Players, we are foundation first, and we definitely want to thank you for what you just shared and for being my family. Now you are our family. And again, we're here to uplift each other.
All right.
Oh, I said that was nice. That was sweet.
Oh.
Now you could unmute your mic, Eloise.
I was looking for the button.
Mhm. All right. Well, welcome, Eloise. Appreciate you. That was a lovely interview. Sat back and watched it. Of course, I did the editing. Proud of myself.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I did the interview, so I'll let Marvin, ask some questions to you now while you're live with us.
Sure.
Your mic is muted, Marv.
Just trying to make sure none of these extra sound effects come in. When the video finishes, it like goes into the next video and I can't pause it. So I just wanted to make sure that I got all those ducks in a row. So Eloise, yeah, again, great interview. So a couple of questions. So the first question I have is, how do you think Jules has benefited from the being in the program? From being a small kid, and like what do you think were the benefits of him being a part of that program?
And probably him having to play with a lot of different players. Although the founding players were a specific number, but throughout the years of him being with SAS, other people came and left. So he was able to know how to deal with different personalities, how to accept criticism. So that, I think, prepared him from middle school to high school, and then now for college.
Right. Okay. Well, great, 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 great. Um, so one of the other things you had mentioned in your interview about a community. And so how important do you think it is to have a strong community, especially, you know, raising a child and doing like how vital is that community feeling or that community, that family community to getting Jules to where he is now?
It's huge. We're island people, so we're used to having the village per se. So it, it's huge because if there was a time if I wasn't available, I knew that there would be another parent that could step in and made sure during their travel, wherever it was that they were going, that he would be taken care of, that all the other boys would be taken care of as well. It wasn't just, this is my child and I'm only focusing on him and not being concerned about anyone else. It was never like that with the group, with SAS. It was, if you can feed one, you can feed all.
Right, right. And I think it's important, like even with Savon as a role model, just to have somebody that you trust, that you feel has the best interest for your child, you know, the people that Savon had around your child, you know, just
Definitely. And like I said, Savon, throughout the years, you get to know people and the foot or the face that they put forward. There's a saying, when somebody shows you who they are, you have to believe them the first time around. So it was never, he was never one of the coaches that was just simply there to make a name for himself. I think he generally cared and still cares about the kids and their well-being. Granted, like he said, there were some hard times and lessons that had to be learned because it was a fairly new organization.
right.
So you live and you learn, but he's always had all of the kids' best interests at heart.
Absolutely.
He wasn't a user, for lack of better wording.
Right, right. And you can see that a lot, especially when you find a young kid that has some talent, you know, you
Definitely.
ride the coattails and do all this other stuff.
Definitely.
So,
While you're hot and everybody wants. And then when it fizzles down, then you really see who has always been for you.
absolutely, absolutely. So Jules is currently a sophomore, right? Am I correct, or is he a
He's a
junior?
senior.
A senior. Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. This is
Okay.
his last year.
So thinking back to kind of when he was transitioning from like high school to college, how was that transition for him? You know, did he have a hard time adjusting? Like,
Not at all. Honestly, Jules has always been that kid who was somewhat nonchalant. I think a lot of the coaches enjoyed coaching him because he was just always the kid that you say, okay, Jules, go out, do X, Y, and Z. And he was going to go out and do X, Y, and Z, just like you said. He never really questioned his coach's decisions. He was just always and still is a really teachable individual.
right. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
And very respectful.
Yeah, that's definitely important. So another question I have for you is, what sacrifices do you feel you and your family had to make, kind of to help Jules get through this journey? Because you know, a lot of times you have to sacrifice a lot of things. I know having a child that has a passion or doing something requires you to give a lot of yourself in order to make some of those things happen. So, what sacrifices would you say you and your family have had to make, or negotiations per se?
I don't think we've really had to make any sacrifices because the type of individuals that we are, you know, Jules had a passion and it was, okay, this is what you want to do and you have some natural talent and we're going to support you in whatever way we can. So there really was no sacrifice that I could say I had to make.
Right. Right.
You know, there were me leaving work early, me making sure my weekends were open. That's just me supporting my child. That wasn't a sacrifice for me.
Right. Okay. Is Jules your only child?
No, I have two. He has an older brother.
Okay. Oh, so you're like an empty nester at this point.
Almost. They
Okay.
seem to come back.
Yes. They always want to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are and I, if Jules was here, I'd ask him what are his aspirations beyond this year. So, like, what are the goals that he's looking at?
He would definitely like to play pro. Maybe possibly playing overseas and then making some noise and hopefully making it to the NBA. But if that is not God's plans, then he will hold a business degree and hopefully we can get him into the family business.
There you go. Awesome. And how, I know you had made a mention about having the business, the assisted living. How is that going?
Well, with COVID right now, it's difficult. We're still fully staffed. By the grace of God, we haven't had to furlough anyone, and our residents are still healthy and doing well. But our acquisition for the second facility is kind of on pause with everything that's going on. So hopefully once we get over this little hurdle, then it will just be full steam ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. Savon, you have any other questions? I'm questioned out.
Well, the interview was done already and you weren't on there, so I gave it opportunity. I think it was fitting for you to ask your questions, and you got your answers. The only thing, after listening to what you asked and hearing some of the things you said, Eloise, I wrote down one thing that I was proud of. That way, when Marvin was finished, I would remember exactly what I needed to say. Because I got to take a lot of notes. I'm getting there, so I write down a lot.
All right.
So one of the things that I'm proud of is Jules became the leading scorer in Royal Palm Beach history, scoring over 1,000 points. And as his coach from elementary school, to see him carry our team for all those years. And as you mentioned, he just went out and did exactly what you asked him to do. And that went on for years, where he was like, Marvin didn't know that he was a senior because he was our go-to guy at all times. And because the majority of our other guys, they weren't really ready. And Jules was always ready. Those guys did look up to him for him to carry us. I've never seen a team perform in a manner where they just look to, they really look to Jules to like be Superman. He was our Superman, and I mean, many kids at that age would not be able to handle that. And he's been doing that from elementary school. So that's amazing. And the thing I'm most proud of is I believe I taught Jules how to just score. He's a kid that can handle pressure. And I remember I used to tell him, you take 10 shots, you make 10 shots. If somebody's going to block your shot, put your hand in the way and score. Because if they go through one hand to get to the other, it's a foul. He listened to all of those things I told him, Eloise. And you sat there and watched the games. If Jules take 10 shots, he's going to make 8.
And he definitely built endurance, his lung capacity. With him constantly being on the court and hardly having any breaks.
He never had any breaks.
Yeah. And he never complained.
Yeah. I mean, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 18 out of 20, 20 out of 20, 15 out of 20. And guess what? He's still doing it in college.
Right.
He's still doing it. Listen, that's amazing. That's amazing. And you touched on it, the fact that he's a person that is very coachable. He does exactly what you ask him to do. And he's been doing that from the day I knew him when he was in elementary school.
Well, coachability is very important. You know, you in everything. You know, even as a martial arts instructor, you know, you want to work with people that are coachable, that are humble, that are listening, that are going to be basically a blank slate that you can. And that's where the growth happens. So it's good that you had a good group of kids, because every single one of the kids and the moms that you brought on seem like they've been very coachable, and they've had great success, the founding players.
Oh yeah, that's why I decided to, Eloise, this thing didn't happen by chance. I mean, I am who I am. I'm always gonna care, you know, once I'm living, I'm always gonna care for whatever it is that I'm doing, whoever I'm helping. I'm always gonna be that person. But at the end of the day, I had great people around me. It's not just me. It's like these parents and kids wanted what was best for their children. You know, it was a given. It was like you guys had a plan. You had a child and you knew what you were going to do. And every single one of our founding players and parents was like that.
It was honest. It was just something about the group. I mean, I'm at a loss for words, because it was unbelievable how everyone just meshed. Like, I don't think you really get that a lot with teams. Everyone from players to family to everyone just meshed.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Eloise, it's also a testament to Marvin. As I mentioned, he was the first person that I saw when I moved next door to him. He greeted me, and I used to hang with certain guys that they weren't bad guys, you know, but they were a little bit out there. And yeah, Marvin being my neighbor started the trend of me wanting to be around the best people that was gonna benefit me through my life. And to this day, we're still friends. You know, Ed is not here right now, but I'm glad that me and these guys are back together. Founding players has caused this to happen, you know, and great things are going to happen because me and my buddies are right back together again.
All right.
Yeah, so it's something to be proud of. But I'll end it with this unless Marvin has something to say. We spoke about Jules, whether he's shooting 60, 70, just call it 70. I can't even work with 60. There's no way I can't work with 60. He doesn't shoot 60%. This man is 70 to 100%. That's ridiculous. That's what he does. And I'll say this. When was the last time you see Jules miss a dunk? Eloise, the man's been playing basketball for, let's just say he's been playing basketball for 18 years. When was the last time you see Jules miss a dunk?
I honestly can't recall.
That is almost ridiculous.
I remember his first dunk in middle school. Everyone was so shocked. Everyone just like stood up at the stands. It was, oh my God, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, and he ain't
I don't even think he realized he was going to dunk until he dunked.
Yeah, and once he dunked, he ain't missed since.
Yeah.
from the first dunk in elementary school to in college.
Wait, yeah, was it elementary?
Well, no, sorry, I messed
No,
that
it was
up.
middle school.
From the first dunk in middle school, he ain't missed a dunk till this day. That's unheard of. As a matter of fact, I haven't caught a lot of his college games, and just because I coached the man, I just know he hasn't missed a dunk. He doesn't do things like that. I already know, Eloise, he doesn't do that. That's amazing.
Yeah. He loves the game. He definitely does.
You know, I've spoken with two other parents, and they both had the sentiment of this, you know, first generation or previous generation, and how the Caribbean parents kind of viewed education as paramount. And then now we're at we're in this generation where we see the value and the benefits of, you know, taking advantage of sports opportunities. Did you kind of experience the same things? Because it was funny because we had two separate interviews that I was a part of, and they both kind of spoke about how I think I can't remember who was the first one. Which mom was that? And she said she was good at track.
Yeah,
She was
Faith, Jacoby's mom.
yeah, so
No. Oh, okay.
and she said that she was a track, she was a track star, or she had potential to be a track star, but her parents wanted her to focus on education. And then the last interview we had, which hasn't aired yet, Miles's father spoke about, just kind of
Miles Samuels. Remember Miles Samuels?
spoke about how, education was kind of pushed on him, but he kind of sees the benefit and pushing his son. And so I just wanted to know, have you experienced that same type of thing, where, coming from a Caribbean household, everything's education, you're going to be a nurse.
Oh, definitely. Both of my boys knew that education is number one.
Right.
If your homework wasn't completed, then you weren't going to practice. If your grades weren't up to par, then you weren't playing. So, and what we always try to make them understand is sports can take you to a lot of places that you may not be able to get to otherwise. However, an injury can happen at any time. And then what do you have to fall back on?
Yeah, that right.
So if you're not educated and you don't have a degree or you don't have a trade, especially being an African American male, then life will be difficult.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been wonderful. And you know what? We've got a lot of women flavor on this show. Yeah. And I'm proud because, the program is co-ed, but we never really had a great opportunity to coach. We didn't have the opportunity to coach a lot of women, even though our program was co-ed. And, you guys being the moms between yourself, Faith, Janet, and so on, I really appreciated you guys because it gave me an opportunity to work with women, knowing that I was basically raised by women myself. I took pride in getting to know you guys, as women, and it helps me to build myself, onto my future as well. Hopefully, again, one day I'll be able to settle back down again. And once I do that, I definitely got to take something from being around you guys and seeing how how you guys work with your family. It came through Savon's Academy on into Founding Players. I've learned a lot from you guys, from being over your house. Just the other day, I was over your house. I practically spent, almost the whole day. I haven't seen you in a while, but when I was living in West Palm Beach, we were able to do that a little bit more often. But, I always have to pay attention to, how you guys carry your families. And that drew me to you guys too. So, now we want to definitely get the men in here to give us their input on, how they feel over the years of me coaching their boys as well. But it's a pleasure speaking to all the women because we need that women flavor. Women runs the world.
We carry the world on our shoulders.
Yes. Yep.
Psalms was on the chat. He said, "What's up, Savon?"
What's up, Psalms? Appreciate you.
Yeah. So, well, Miss Eloise, we thank you so much for taking some time and speaking with us. And
well, thank you for having me.
Yes, definitely. And we're proud. We're within an hour. We started at 8 and it's 8:41. I'm very proud. We're doing great.
Well, we didn't run any commercials, so
even though we didn't run any commercials, that's pretty good.
Right. No, I think it was a very good interview. So good stuff.
Right.
So what's today? Today's Thursday. So we got Sunday. We got the game on Sunday, right?
Yeah, Eloise, you got to come join our game on Sunday.
Okay, no problem. Hopefully I can win something.
Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna ask you those. I'm gonna ask those American history questions. So you better start studying.
No American history. Give me science.
Give you signs. Well, I guess you ain't gonna win then.
There's always Google search.
Yeah. Hey, hey.
You just got to be quick on the draw because
True.
those competitors are fierce.
I've heard.
Hey, some of our founding players came on and was playing, and boy, those Jamaicans was like hitting them hard with them, Wi-Fi. Those Usain Bolt Wi-Fi. Yeah, answering all the questions, so they bolted.
And so have they spoken about the season for Jules?
No, it's kind of in the air right now. I think they're just watching the trend with the cases to see what is what. I know that there's no championship.
Right.
That's already been canceled. So.
And it's interesting, especially with him being a senior. I don't know what his stats were last year, but senior year and tournament run.
That's your most important year.
Well, tournament's big. I mean, we lost the tournament this past year, and the tournament is where a lot of people gain a lot of stock. Because people don't see you, throughout the year, unless you're following that particular conference. But if you can get postseason play, you can really raise a lot of stock. So it's going to be interesting to watch what happens with the draft this year, as what happens if we don't have a season this upcoming year, because there's a lot of opportunity that some of our student athletes are going to be missing out on.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. So, all right, well, thank you so much, Savon. I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can end the YouTube. I wanted to run something by Eloise.
Okay. All right. So guys, we'll catch you on Sunday. And then on Wednesday, do we already have the interview lined up for next Wednesday, or
We'll decide on today's Thursday. We'll decide tomorrow. We'll put the flyer out as far as who's gonna be our interview for Wednesday, but we have the interview ready to go.
All right. And as always, remember, please like and subscribe. And we thank you for your continued support.